Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, Senior Account Executive at GDMFX. This is today's European session outlook. The dollar weakened against its main rivals Monday as analysts say a sell-off in US stocks has all but quashed any chance Fed policymakers will lift interest rates next month. The dollar posted large gains against emerging markets currencies and the so-called commodity dollars. The Canadian, the Australian, and the New Zealand dollars, as the prices for crude oil, copper, and other industrial commodities continue to fall. The Dow Jones is 50 points down with 115 points range. The Nasdaq is 134 points down, 292 points range. The S&P 500 is 69 points down, 131 points range. And the interesting thing here is that if it fell with it did fell with 5.3%, but if it would have fallen by 7%, the market would have actually closed for 15 minutes. The Dixie is down to 93.64 from 94.62. Currency pair movements: USD CAD 7 points up, USD Swiss franc 14 points down, and USD JPY 29 points down. The S&P Case Shiller home price indices year on year is today, as well as the Market Services PMI, Market PMI Composite, and new home sales change and new home sales month on month. We also have consumer confidence to cap off the day in the US today. In the EU markets, we had the German GDP year on year come out as expected at 1.6% and quarter on quarter as expected at 0.4%. European equity futures rose on Tuesday to recover slightly from a sharp sell-off in the previous session that led to nearly 450 billion euros wiped off the region's top shares. The FTSE and DAX had both fallen 4.7% on Monday. The DAX 30 is 120 points down with 600 range. The CAC 40 is 120 down also with 300 range. The euro made its it is continuing with the consistent gains against most of its major rivals except the Japanese yen. The euro USD is 210 pips up in 350 range. The euro Australian dollar is 460 pips up with 900 range. The euro CAD is 350 pips up, 520 pip range. Huge movements. Today we have the German IFO surveys. All right, in the UK stocks and indices followed the global tendencies. A sell-off gripped UK stocks Monday with blue chips suffering as part of a global rout in equities that was sparked by worries about the health of China, of course. The FTSE 100 fell 4.7% to end at 5,898.87. In the Asian markets, Chinese stocks plummeted Monday, erasing gains for the year. Traders are looking to China's next easing move after the Wall Street Journal reported that the central bank is preparing to flood the banking system with liquidity to increase lending. While some economists say that China still has plenty of levers to pull to get its economy back into gear, the lack of official action over the weekend spooked investors on Monday morning. The Nikkei 225 is 1,136 points down yesterday with a range of 1,920. In Australia, we had the Conference Board leading indicator, which came out negative 0.2%. It's down from 0.2%. And in New Zealand, we had the inflation expectation for the third quarter, which came out at 1.9%. It's up from the previous of 1.85%, which is good. Australia, the world's most China-dependent developed economy, is looking on in dread at the prospect of weaker demand for its exports that threatens growth. More than a quarter of Australia's two-way trade is with China, so when things go bad, Australia is heavily exposed. After the major sell-off yesterday, Australia suffered a $60 billion exposure on its markets, Both Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar are commodity currencies dependent on iron ore and dairy exports respectively. Their biggest trading partner, China, major equity sell-off, had thrown panic into investors as the markets plummeted most since 2009. As global markets tumble, traders priced in about a 70% chance that Royal Bank of Australia will cut its cash rate from a record low 2% to 1.75 by year end. Same goes for Royal Bank of New Zealand, which is expected to cut rate to 2.75%. Australian against the Japanese yen was 30 points down, 65 points range. The commodities, crude oil had a range of $2.40, lost $1.70 yesterday. It's going up today slightly. The gold had a range of $24, $9 down yesterday. And natural gas had a range of 7 cents, ending sideways yesterday. All right, thank you everybody. That was all for today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.